Up, 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 up. In the club, bucket dog, ayy. Ah. Starting off on bad foot here. No, okay, let's go. So before I even start with this first track, it is important to note that this was taken from, and I do have to mention my influences on probably each of these songs, but also like each section of the whole project as well. So the first section was heavily influenced by Immortal Technique, Jedi Mind Tricks, hardcore hip hop. Yeah, and that was like almost exclusively like all I was listening to at the time, like really underground. Eventually later in the project, I started listening to, say, Cannabis and Del the Funky Homo Sapien, and then say Kid Cudi and Kanye, and you'll be able to tell the influences, and Eminem as well later down the road. You'll be able to tell the influences. I'll do what I can to make a note, hereafter, again. But yeah, so like this first song was The Prophecy by Immortal Technique. That's where the beat came from. And I was like, yo, this is so dope. Gotta rap over this. But it was my personification. It's called The Blade. That's the name of the first song in the project. It's called The Blade. It was my personification of a weapon of war, for God. It was really a jihad. Like, that's really what it was. I think it was really derived from, there's this, I have to see which verse in the Bible it was, but Jesus said, I did not come to bring peace, not peace, but a sword, so that's where this song was heavily inspired. The Blade, words of war. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. We'll see if I have any comments or anything. I'll just go ahead and pause it, but other than that, we're just gonna vibe out here and see what all comes to mind.
Once upon a time I was forced from the Lord. I've always drank the proven. My worth is a sword instead of my current rest position.
Really like the flow of this. I think this is probably the best song on this part of the album. I think this track still goes hard for me.
I don't take no form of no mess. Beating, bleeding vines to formless grotesque, but I don't know best. I am the inanimate object with gigantic prospects. Is anything that runs, I need the motor. I double-edged couple heads, but strength in the arms of the beholder. So I am no good unless in the hand of my owner. Which is why I don't side with evil people. I be much more lethal with that free will, or after I will fight for the master, no matter the circumstances, independent of certain answers. I'm not done till body organs on the canvas. Out in the field, I couldn't kill the hand, but I refuse to feel the pain. I won't be the blade that the Lord will divine. Train to carry up the Lord's commands with zeal. I've been healed. I'm the wielded iron.
That's probably my favorite line on this. I'm the wielded iron with the iron will. But at the core of my being, I am entrusted with my duty, then bust with the Uzi.
Not to be taken loosely, therefore I do what I'm told. And do it wear and tear with the usual hold. When it's made of metal, I don't say what the fuck makes me special. Words of the vessel can't be credible. Glory and not give all my glory to God. My life story, my job. I am the guardian, slicing dice in the arms and limbs. I never eat, never sleep except a who rabbit creeps that they mean malice to my master's palace. Though we know remains left for the vulture, the rabbit, you're savage. Haven't you seen hits of me that look like hits of cabbage? I take the break, although I like to stay. My brain's be twice a day. I become dull.
That's where I really started getting like my flow on. Before this, I had like no flow. I think I messed up here. Yeah? Definitely wasn't. This was all written. Definitely all written.
wishing and hoping. I travel my projected course and my directed source of these events in motion. Since
I think my favorite part is coming up here at the end.
Fixing me so it makes sense to be broken, not to be discarded.
Right here.
By the grace of God, grabs replacing the body with his faith in the godly. More life devoted to waging jihad in me.
Oh no, here it is. Art of my task when I first embarked on my path. I recall as I start to be slashed at the mark of my past. Gets me ripped apart by the wrath until cold and dark in a bag. I was on my shit back then. Man, I was in a whole different frame, state of mind. Like, nobody could talk to me really. Like,
my worth is a sword.
Like really, like I didn't smile. Like when I did smile, like my face would hurt from smiling. Like, never did it. This one is called I Salute.
I salute my soldiers that appearing nearby. You're possessing the candy sense to smell the scents when the scents of fear are nearby. Dog sharks smelling fresh blood a mile away. Start yelling unless you want to decay as pile of fish fillet. They do what they want and they mean what they say. Fighting for honor and dignity. They abide by these laws, valuing what they believe in. They die for the cause, improve the design upon finding the flaws. There's be a blind
basically about respecting anybody who's like really about what they say they are.
Speak the truth and follow through. Seek the root and call it loot. Learn life lessons, have stories to tell. Aren't afraid to say it's glory in hell. Proceeds without proceeds that succeed when others worry they fail. They excel. Blessed the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed those who mourn, they'll be confident. Blessed the meek.
Obviously, like these subtitles aren't exact, you know, they're pretty close.
I salute my soldiers that don't waste bleed or wine. Look at the jugular vein as something to slip from behind. Masterminds that have passed the time in the infinity infantry grinding behind enemy lines with bulletproof gaps locked and loaded with the nines. Despite hard times to find themselves into divine power.
We're getting rough when the going gets tough.
Put you down in the dirt when you're showing your stuff and that's slowing them much. You could be holding a grudge from the films of slugs, don't let them budge. Rather take a broken neck than be alive in submission. When they arise to tradition, you should become a spy on a mission. Take no heed to the lies of the mention. After drawing blood, they draw eyes of attention. And not to the human skins they wear when they decide to rocket from the rose that arose when the sidewalk split.
I remember I said that to the homies when I was showing them the song. After drawing blood to draw eyes of attention, like that's the coldest thing I've ever heard.
Blessed those persecuted for righteousness' sake and killed us the frauds. I salute my soldiers that go the higher road in the uphill battle and get that heat.
These are like all YouTube beats, pretty much all of them.
Cutting corners and doing adoring tortures, keeping in mind the high stakes at hand to take a stand for the sake of their fellow man. Then bounce back after major minor rounds attack. Suffer but serve, protect, live and kill for each other. Churches anything and everything out of the ordinary. Don't require glory, fame, money, power, respect, or authority. By sewing weapons and arms of fear and inventory. Nothing short of legendary. Conduct themselves professionally. Knowing wants kill us, make them stronger. And you'll kill them if they act.
And I would just write these songs, like song after song. After, like I had a off period in high school.
The light of the world.
And instead of going home, like I would just stay in the Jeep, you know, and just write songs.
So that they may see your good works and good glory to your Father in heaven.
The Mist of the Assassin. They have this one crazy rhyme pattern on this song, and there's a mistake in this song as well. I'll be sure to mention both of those. This isn't my favorite one, but I do like that rhyme scheme.
Face to the floor, expels, acknowledging the grace of the Lord, for he is well aware that his faith is the door, allowing him to escape and raise his sword to awake from his prison. So from here on, he will never break this commission. Enemies turn chicken, saying the thanks he's been
here it is, the rhyme scheme coming up right here.
Another mission.
Give it a tip in his sleep, can't miss a beat. X quits his teeth, learns to beat. Quick on his feet, preparation for the fifth of this week. Hold his shit indiscreet to unload. Clips in the street, whips out the heat. Drop one hunt, switch then repeat. Silhouettes of darkness, blitz of retreat. X imagine what's fixing the beat. Give mixed to the grief, the gift to the chief, and it shifts to belief.
Fearing God only. If the ultimate soldier appears, X maintains weapons he's gained over the years. This agent uses his head to store quotes and statements. As for the arms, he stores below in the basement. Safekeeping for anything X may be needed. Easy access to go and get when the time is appropriate. Choice of the wider rate, slicing slate through lesser threats that conquer 2 rocket launchers. Better yet, he won't encounter any enemy.
I was just really trying to paint a picture, like almost like a cinematic, song.
Can't smell the rain. It would never quell the hellish flame, and all that will prevail is the name. Learn the lessons of weapons, you need not be alarmed when God's warrior is properly armed. X is not prepared for the battle. He brings light through the darkness where we travel. So if you don't know better than not to laugh, then I strictly advise you stay the fuck off this path. In the wood stake lies deep in wait. X sees the estate, determines its fate and its plans of escape. Ready to seize the front gate. The guards have seized as of late. Their armor may be state of the art, but the Lord tells X how to take it apart straight from the start. Plus, the enemy's troops are feigning the heart. Skirmish before the skirmish. Each takes a headshot evenly placed. Takes the cases, victims bleed in the face. They're breathing with haste, but the marksman must keep up his pace.
So this is right here is where I made the mistake. I should have gone longer with the gunshots and everything. I started too early. I started like 2 bars too early. And you'll be able to tell because it would end right on time, but watch at the end. I end like 2 bars too early.
The scene seems to be at its norm, except this is just the quiet before the storm. Suddenly, once again, he waits for the swift gust of wind. The only audible sound when X dusts him in, as the sword juts in. The exposed features of the guts of Grim, and with 2 hacks he cuts the limb. It's not his blood pouring from his hands, so all is going according to plan. X knows that the deadliest guys have got nothing to lose, something to prove, and are ready to die. The truth never lies. Aside from Renai makes the whole world blind as these men in their lives.
As many of y'all know, I'm highly influenced on like comic book culture. I like The Punisher. I like Deadpool, Blade. So this is really what I was trying to convey in this song, in the midst of the assassin, basically. Like a comic book character, basically, but for God. So today I could appreciate the creativity of it. Again, not my favorite song, but I admire the nobility of it, the effort, and the creativity.
Body floating blood, gun sink to the sea floor. X no head, leg twitching, strapped with C4, blocking the exit of boss man's trap door. Murky red waters, splish splash. The boss searches for escape in the wake of the riffraff, so he moves X's body, pull here, tug there, trying to get away from the door. Drug clear, then everything goes from bad to severe. Decapitated vessels and mirrors see more than what appears. Boss man thought X was done, but didn't check his gun. Mistake made, but it won't be made twice. X detonated the explosive device. Lost head don't mean instant defeat, because in this instance it means mission complete.
And this is where the song should end, but it's like 2 lines too long. Like if I started later in my verse, it ends right here. Oh, this is Warpaint. This one is. Were we a good time or what? Yeah.
Like 13 minutes.
Cool.
14.
This one is really gruesome. This is Warpaint.
Yeah. This is for my legion, my protect under siege with every breath that I breathe.
I think this one has really good pacing.
My family, with the air, fire, land, and sea, I know they stand for
in regards to flow.
This for those who
this isn't a bad hook, all things considered. I was just starting to write like hooks and choruses at this point. I think this was some of people's favorite part of this part of the project.
The blood rush prepares me to be returned to the ashes and prosperity.
See, I kind of took my time with the pacing and the flow.
My way of giving all I've got to fulfill my deeds, laying down my life, not spraying blanks is my way of saying thanks. It's hard to be ungrateful when you're protected by your guardian angel. I'm forever grateful for being being taken in. As for responsible for my own death, this is how I make amends. Take a walk in my shoes, break them in. If you got the idea, I won't refuse, but choose to lose, think again. God is too good for me to drop my eyes on the prize. I'm surprised I'm alive when I should have died, but by the nighttime, I won't survive. This is for my lead, you my protect under siege.
See, my issue with this whole project is just like a lack of depth, a lack of perspective, you know, especially at that age, that time in my life. You know, it's like, it's just an air of privilege to it, you know, that I just can't, it's just difficult for me to ignore at this stage of my life.
In my brother's eyes, I see faint tears. I'm sure we see the same in mine. The war paint smears and abrasion from our faces. We embraced and let go. Never thought I would, but we get on with the show. We're just these pawns, barely strong enough to maintain these bonds. Final stand, so in our mind we're already gone. Spirit at a steady calm, deady arms clasped tight inside a sweaty palm. So just take a breath, soldiers. We fight for the same thing like a fence chain link as death approach us. You fear what I fear, I'm here cause you here. You like what I like, I fight cause you fight. You need what I need, I bleed cause you bleed. Truthfully, we've risen high because on these principles we live and die. I know for you as I, when your blood is leaking, that's about the same time happiness seeps in. This is for my lead, you my protect under siege with every breath that I breathe. This is for my family.
It's just like very idealistic.
This is for those who arose, chose rose to be boast.
That's what I was on though back at the time.
This is for my dream, one king, shunned team, hear them scream. The paint on my face smears by the bloody metal. The disfigured body on the ground, he was a rebel. It's not like it's a new scene. He was in clear violation, and he knew the routine. As well as I, fellas live, fellas die for telling lies, sticking nail inside. Each does his duty, kill the high water. It don't matter if all you got's a foot. If you have so many arms, you look like an octopus, because we have the shield. And there's more in any one of us than the biggest weapon on the battlefield. What confidence do you have when your blood splashes spills? Knowing your man not coming back, what you gonna do? Yeah, talk that smack, woo, woo, woo. If the fact we're destined to die isn't letting your life,
a lot of this is like really cringe. It's really hard for me to listen to.
My ancestors' way. This is for my lead, you my protect under siege with every breath that I breathe.
Documentation though, historical documentation. I think this it's therapeutic for me, you know, to see where how far I've come in my development, and artistically, personally, you know, ideologically, I think that's the word. Really interesting. I just hope the next 10 years, when I'm reflecting on my work now, you know, it won't be as cringe. You might have some moments, but yeah, this one is even tougher to listen to. It gets better though. It gets better, trust. Battle scars.
Jealous of room for bullet pointers. Two is left of the blue. Don't you see what's hidden here? Crystal clear, glistening like obsidian, and the night was through in sequence. So then they're near and listening. You learn more than why we fear. An example is why those who don't are highly revere. The scar of the blade created might be a spear that
really interesting production on this one.
The fist reins of the wrist, flesh lightly seared. Telling stooges to move it, to lose it, they're ruthless. You could tell from my many bruises. Any bruises of yours finna be useless. You jabbers and nooses, you couldn't imagine the stabbings and nooses. You disrespect those who risk the next, you refuse it. You know, got the nerve to dispute it, you're clueless. To think the one who walks away in the fight isn't the one who loses. Toothless, but to fight back is what he chooses. Instead he don't forfeit. And still isn't done after he's got something to show you on it.
Breakdown.
Winning in the beginning may start sweet. Battle rage through the ages.
Again, still learning to write hooks.
There was no time when the enemy is never slashing, but yet suffering is infinitely everlasting. Arms, hands, legs, and fists are perfect places for a future scar. Man in the mirror today, carve in the mark. Have you got what it takes to be a shooting star? Of course, if you keep purpose and faith in who you are. This for those who walk the walk and talk the talk, not just to show. Perpetual perpetrators just gotta go. This is the tell of endurance for curious who sell their insurance for reassurance that they too will smell of the pureness. Well aware that the cure is a higher purpose to inspire searches of desires beneath the surface. Who don't relax because they're sore worn, a war torn sense of slither is just a scratch on the sword. God's will is permanent, it doesn't come to go like your permanent endurance. Not allow circumstances to touch your growth. The stronger is the one who doesn't have the two people to stop the growth and the predicament and didn't become a rock adult when darkness befalls. You just have to take it. It's only as bad as you make it. Winning in the beginning may start sweet. Battle wage through the ages, get you a faint heartbeat. There was no time when the enemy is never slashing, but yet no suffering is infinitely everlasting. Arms, hands, legs, and fists are perfect places for a future scar. Man in the mirror today, carve in the mark. Have you got what it takes to be a shooting star? Of course, if you keep purpose and faith in who you are. The unwritten legislation of foretold glory.
Just one more verse.
Casing, point the weapon that has bled the base, and there's no more than a mere decoration. Unchanging spirit through both days and next year seasons helps the process, but what counts most is experience. In the name of the Lord, I'll be stabbed and drugged, only to be ever purified again by my bath of blood. While I still go flame, see this the shit. See that I get no gain, being ripped to pieces and bits. All my pieces just lit before the great day.
Very fascinated by death. I don't think that has changed. I think I'm going to address that here in a second too, while we take a break.
Not accepting their offer, but that of the Father. Now that I've conquered, the warmth of my blood is my only calm.
Went from getting killed to killing people.
Slashing, but yet no suffering is infinitely everlasting. Arms, hands, legs, and feet are perfect places for a future scar. Man in the mirror today, carve in the mark. Have you got what it takes to be a shooting star? Of course, since you keep purpose and faith in who you are.
What's good, Ascendants, and those of you who are new, I am OMA, one who may ascend, conscious trap metal recording artist. Here on our YouTube channel, you can expect exclusive content, some music, freestyles, vlogs, exclusive behind the scenes, you know, so make sure you turn on your post notifications, subscribe, like, comment, share. You know, this is community, this is about family, this is about all of us. Stay tuned, the best is yet to come. We're going all the way up, eyes to the sky.